well, I have a doozy for you today. My name is Chris Palmer. In today's effective off-page SEO link building strategies video, I want to go ahead and answer the 3 questions that you have. One coming from DC, one coming from Kyle, and last but not least, the gamer guy. I want to thank you up front for asking these questions. These will be helpful to other people. Now, DC wants to know, how do I build my DA fast? My domain authority fast, right? That's what he's asking. He wants a plan. 2 is Kyle wants to know, what's the approach for reaching out to get backlinks that are relative to your industry, so are related to the industry? How do I find these relevant sites? And last but not least, the gamer guy wants to know a tricky gray hat tactic that I'll be happy to enlighten you with, and he wants to learn about creating backlinks using Canonical. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these in order, but I'm going to tackle the first 2 together because we want to build, according to these questions, we want to build domain authority fast, and we want a plan for building relevant backlinks. But what's great about this is I can knock down both of these questions with one answer. But first, we must understand what's domain authority. Now, domain authority is actually a third-party metric. This third-party metric is a tool provider named Moz. Now, the definition reads this. It's a search engine ranking score developed by Moz, third-party SEO tool creator, that predicts how likely a website is to rank in the search engine's results page. Domain authority scores range from 0 to 100, with higher scores corresponding to a likelihood of ranking. Now, regardless of the tool, whether it's DA, domain authority, DR, which is Ahrefs, TF, which is Majestic, or authority score, which is SEMrush, regardless, it's a 2-part series, meaning it's age plus link accumulation that other similar backlink profiles have. Period end. Backlinks plus age equal authority. Now, let's talk about developing a plan to have the most authoritative backlinks, increase our overall authority fast, and something that we can start implementing that's cost effective and will actually move the needle. So one of the very first things that I'm going to do is start implementing the backlink profiles that my competitors have. Let me walk you through this process. It's quite simple. It's very time consuming. It's a manual process. But if you want to have the most relevant links, increase your authority fast, then this is one of the most effective ways to do it. Let me walk you through a brief demonstration of how this is done. So first and foremost, you're going to need a tool. All right. Now, it sounds to me like DC is utilizing Moz. So if you're going to use Moz, fine. Irrelevant of the fact, you also need to know the keyword. Let's say the keyword is law firm New York. The very first thing, or step number 1 to answer your Kyle question, hey, give me a plan. What do I need to do? I'm going to walk you through the plan, and DC, I'm going to answer how you're going to spike your authority is by building the backlink profile that your competitors have. Kyle, to answer your question, why would I be doing outreach and wasting all that time when there's low-hanging fruit? If it's worth your while, then we'll do outreach. And let me walk you through what I mean by this, and let me walk you through the process. So the very first thing is this. If we want to rank for law firm New York, right, amongst other keywords, there's a lot of other keywords that you're probably going to want to rank for. Personal injury law. You might want to do back pain law. Blah, 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 blah. Every SERP is different. Every SERP has a list of competitors. Every SERP has a link building opportunity list, okay? So if you're going to write something down, a link building opportunity list, every SERP has one. Every SERP, regardless of the keyword, there's a link building opportunity list, all right? You can call it whatever you want. That's how I look at it. So the very first thing is, if we want to target this keyword, and it doesn't matter, if there's another keyword like personal law, New York City, okay? These are our prospects, okay? These are the top performers for the keywords that I want to target. Each SERP is different. Every SERP is different. What's great about that is, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but each SERP offers an opportunity for me, my business, to build relevant backlinks, build up my authority, and get relevant backlinks on a consistent basis. Month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. And how this is done is we're targeting this SERP. Objectively, depending on how many people you have on your team and how aggressive you want to be, aggressive is determined by budget and time, all right? Mostly it's going to be hindered by budget. Budget can buy time. So if you want to be aggressive, you could do this just faster. But the objective here is to figure out, okay, if I want this keyword, I need to look at my opportunity list. The opportunity list is based upon the competitors that are currently ranking. So first and foremost, we need to bring in these competitors one by one. So, okay, we have this as a competitor. We're going to bring them over to do backlink analysis, okay? So we're going to take our very first competitor, and this is just one competitor for one keyword. We will take a look at their backlink profiles. Once we have their backlink profiles, we want to make sure that we get their active backlinks. Once we have their active backlinks, we want to get their follow backlinks. Once we have their follow backlinks, we need to then export this list. Export it. So you'll export this list. That's one list. It's going to be in CSV or XLSX file, which is an Excel file. And that's one list, one link prospecting list. Okay, that's one. Next is you're going to go down the list one more time. You're going to get the second performer. You're going to grab their website to the root because we want to get all of their links. You're going to copy and you're going to bring it inside of here and you're going to follow the same exact process, exporting every single backlink that any competitor within a link building opportunity SERP has. Grab their site, put it into a tool. Make sure you're getting their active links that are follow. Export every single one. Why? Because Google is already rewarding these websites. Google is already rewarding these links. This is your main competition for this SERP. Please note, is if they're ranking in this SERP for this particular keyword in this particular niche, we're already starting to build up our backlink profile. The objective here is to get a lot of different opportunities. As you export your lists for this SERP, you'll move on to other keywords that you want to rank for. So you'll put in the keyword and you'll go down the list again. You're exporting all the lists. Once you get all of your lists together, you will remove all duplicates and then go site by site. Literally, this is like I said, it's a manual, tedious process, but this is manual link building. These are links that your competitors have. Let me walk you through that process quite briefly. As we're going through these sites, as we're going through these links, we're coming over here. We can see that this right here, Utma, whatever this site is, we can see that this particular website, hey, there's a link here. Let's go over here and we're going to see. You give this to a VA or better yet, 3 or 4 VAs at $4 an hour. Tell them to start building these links. You're going one by one. Hey, can I get a link on this website? Can I get a link on this website? Is it something where I could either build a link? Can I build a profile? Is there a place that I can outreach? Is there a place that I can just lay the link? Can I just get this link? Is it a directory? Is it a website? Is it what is it? You have to go and look. Now, let's take this one step further because we don't want to do this for every single one. Now, we know that they're active. We know that they're follow. Another piece that I like to do is instead we're going to add one more filter. Now this filter, what we're going to do here is when we come inside of here, we'll come up here to our referring domains, okay? We're just inside of this particular website, okay? We're going to go to the authority score. And what we want to do is we want to go 40 to 100. This way, and we want active, okay? And we're looking for 40 to 100. This way, when we create our lists, we're only getting the authoritative backlink types. Not only are they the most authoritative backlink types, but they're also the backlinks that our competitors have in the exact SERPs. The problem is people don't want to go through this process. They don't want to do the analysis site by site, pulling out backlink profiles, making a master list, getting rid of all the duplicates, and then going site by site to look for opportunities. They're looking for fast and easy. There is no fast and easy. It's either you sit and put up pieces of content and pray that you're actually going to get a link. You do the manual link building as I'm showing you. You go to each site and figure out, hey, can I place a link? Is it a directory? Is it a citation? Is it a video upload site? Can I add a guest post? Or is there an email where I can outreach to them? You'll be able to notice as soon as you get to the site, what kind of link is this? Can I acquire this link? And if it's already inside the backlink profiles that your competition has, this is a link that you want. This is the process. This is why everybody just buys the backlinks, because it's a pain in the neck. But this is the absolutely positively best way to do your backlink building. Regardless of whatever the link is, if it's inside of these profiles, if it's something that you can just go and grab or acquire for a low cost, or it's easy to get, then get it. Period, end. It's a process. It's a SERP by SERP basis. We want to acquire as many relevant backlinks that we can. Now, this isn't to say that we're not going to be able to, of course, acquire our citations, right? Citation building is quite simple to do. Directory submissions, this is quite simple to do. Web 2.0, branded Web 2.0s, this is quite simple to do. Along with that, of course, if we can go around to, if we have a nice budget, maybe we could get some of these USA Today type links, Forbes India links, Forbes.com links, Mashables, anything like that. Anything that's high quality if we have the budget. If not, it's going to be a manual link building process, or we need to buy guest posts, which are overpriced PBN links, or straight buy PBN links. What other options are there? It's manual, it's outreach, or you buy them. So this is how you acquire backlinks that are going to be the most effective and the most relevant for your brand, business, or service, period, or end. Aside from that, let's talk about a plan. Everything that I talked about here at the end, okay? When we're talking about building the citations, when we're building out our press releases, when we're doing our directory submissions, when we're doing our Web 2.0 branded on only the most authoritative websites. This is all done month one. These are all foundation or / pillow links. This is the stuff that you're doing at the very beginning of a campaign. Everything else is going to be month by month. Now, when we talk about aggressiveness or how long or how fast we can do this, this is always determined by budget. Always. Because you can always hire more people to start implementing manual link building. You can always do this. The issue is that it's very time consuming. You have to figure out each SERP. You have to go to each SERP. You have to go to the SERP, figure out who the top 10 players are, and one by one, site by site, you're putting them inside of here. You're going into the process, put the website in, go to the referring domains. We're going into the active. We're going to the authority score. We only want the most authoritative that are do follow. And then we're making a master list, removing the duplicates, and going site by site by site by site by site by site. That's it. That's how it's done. I mean, writing an email and asking somebody, hey, can I get a spot? When you outreach to them, if they're selling links, they're going to tell you. So that first email, they're going to tell you, trust me. The problem is acquiring that list, going site by site. Snap up all the low-hanging fruit first, and anybody else make your master list of emails and send them an email. Something like this. Hey, I saw that you're linking to this website. I think I might also have a valuable resource. You should link to me. Done. Don't overcomplicate these things. Let's talk about rel canonical link building. All right. By the way, this is the exact strategy that we deploy. I've been hiring and firing and getting new VAs to do manual link building for me forever. I get them for different projects. I'll hire usually 1 or 2 of them to take care of a project for me. This process, this way I know that I'm getting the most relevant backlinks. If we're looking at a link matrix, I want the same exact links that my competition has, regardless almost of strength sometimes. Sometimes, when you get into these smaller niches, you're going to see backlink profiles that are horrendous. But hey, I'm trying to grab anything that's relevant that fits. I'm grabbing it. But it's all about age and how fast can you get this done. Everything is hindered by budget. Everything. I hope that this helps you out, DC. I hope that this helps you out, Kyle. This is one of the most effective ways to link build. Like, I see a lot of people ask me about broken link building. Like, if you think going to each site or running tools to look for a broken link is like, there's like, what else is there? Like literally scanning through site by site. The reason why people are always looking for new ways to do this is because it's such a pain in the butt, but this is what works. This is what has always worked. This is how it works. I hope that helps you. Let's go on to the very next piece. Now, let's talk about rel canonical link building. Okay, first we need to understand, right? If there's going to be an explanation, we need to understand what is a canonical or a rel canonical. All right, so rel equals canonical definition. Okay, so first, to know how to utilize it for link building, we need to first understand what it is. Okay, now I know what it is. I know that if you're running, say, ad campaigns and you're duplicating a page over and over and over again, you want to point to the original document. The problem, or how we are going to get it to work for link building, is that the pages need to be identical, right? Which is why you would use the rel canonical tag. Okay, so the canonical URL. All right, rel canonical, the ultimate guide. The rel canonical element, often called the canonical link, is an HTML element that helps webmasters prevent duplicate content issues. The reason why that you're going to utilize this again is because if I have a page, all right, let's just draw this out and then we're going to talk about how you can utilize this for link building. Can it be done? Yes. Is it the most effective or the most optimal? No. There's other strategies out there, but I'll explain this one to you. Okay. So generally, you're going to have a main page. So we're going to mark the main page as M. Okay. So you'll have your main page. Now, generally, what we have found and how we utilize it is if I'm running an ad campaign. Let's say I have ad 1. Okay. I have ad 2. Okay, so on and so forth. Number 3, okay, number 4, okay, and number 5. Now, these are all duplicate content, 100% duplicate content of this. The only difference is maybe the call to action is different. There's slight variations. It might be a different city, but overall, the content is literally the same. It's less than 60% unique, okay? Identically, though, is what we're looking for if we're trying to utilize this as a strategy for link building in order to hide some power. Now, I've only done this a couple of times. Does it pass power? Yes. Does it work? Yes, marginally. But here's how it will work. If we have our main page, okay, so we're going to call this the main page, and we were to then create a ad type or another page that's 100% duplicate. So this is 100% duplicated content, okay? On this page, here's the content. It's all the same, all right? But now I have a 100% relevant piece of content that is not only linking over to this page, okay, with hyperlinks or URLs within the body content, linking back to itself, but inside of the metadata, you are utilizing a rel equals canonical back to this particular page. Now, the objective here is if you want to hide backlinks and you still want to pass power, what you can do is you can literally start feeding links into this particular page. All right. Now, as long as it's pretty much as close as possible, like literally word for word, you're trying to get it as duplicated as possible. Like you want it to be 100% duplicate. You're just utilizing this as a link scheme. All right. What we want to do is we want to build this out 100%. You're going to link this over as the rel canonical over to here. That's going to be inside your metadata. It simply goes into the header of your page. And then on top of that, you want to make sure that you're maximizing your outbound links on that page, going to not only the page that you're copying, but also other pages. And the reason why you might want to do this is A, to hide your backlinks, right? Backlink building. And B, if we were to ensue a manual penalty, not that I've seen those that much recently, more algorithmic, but if we were to run into any type of issue, we can always recreate the page, maybe make it number 2 or number 3, and scrap the other page and then rebuild out another one. This way, if there's any problem, it doesn't matter. It's not pointing at the main money page. We can always get rid of this and rebuild again. You get what I'm saying here? It's a way for me to hide my backlinks. It's a way for me to power up my website. And it's also a way, is almost like an internal buffering way to hide my backlinks. And if I run into issues, I can always scrap that page and restart. Now, I want to go ahead and just throw something on here. If you've made it this far, let me just share with you something that's way more effective that we've been utilizing. All right. If you've made it this far, then you've earned it. Okay. Something that I like a lot more is there's something called a CNAME, all right? Some of you, I'm just explaining this in simple terms, just so we know. Now, a CNAME is a great way to utilize, okay, is a great way to implement our subdomains, all right? So instead of using rel canonical as an internal buffer, I like utilizing a CNAME method a lot better. Now, this is something that I've been implementing recently that's been very, very effective. Now, this works much like this. If I have a CNAME, but this CNAME is actually a domain that was an auction domain or a domain that it was of high power. So high power domain, okay? Generally speaking, when we have our main website, okay, so it's mainsite.com, okay? This is our main website.com. This is sitting on its own little server, right? So here, let's move this over so I can explain this a little bit better, okay? So we have our main website.com. Now, this CNAME has its own domain and its metrics. So you can either utilize a CNAME with an entirely different domain, or you can also utilize a record or another A record, okay, an A record to create a subdomain, okay? Now, the objective here is this. If I put a dot here, okay, here, let's go back into here. If I put a dot, and what I do is I make this a main keyword, okay? This whole page's purpose is the name of the URL is the main keyword. The title of the page is the main keyword. The H1 of the page is the main keyword. The content on the page is all about the main keyword. The objective here is that I want to send my links into this particular page, plus benefit from this page, because what am I linking to? I'm linking right over to the home page, and that home page is linking right back over. Now, where you can start getting tricky is instead of using maybe the A record method, okay, where you can just use a main keyword and power it up from external sources, you can utilize a CNAME, right? Or you can go about it any way you want. But instead of utilizing just a straight subdomain that's built from the main domain, we could take a whole nother auction asset that already has age, that already has authority, that already maybe is an exact match, something of high quality, slap it onto that subdomain, plus power it up, and utilize that for all of our link building and power up the main website. And the best part is, if there's any type of issue, we can always get rid of that and get it off the domain. And the best part really is that it's already considered a different domain already. So this is probably a lot more optimal than utilizing the rel canonical approach or technique, but the rel canonical will work, but it has to be 100% duplicate. All right. So if you want to start dabbling into, say, the subdomains or the A domains, these are the types of things that I want to start testing, that we will be testing within the mastermind. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask me in the comment section below. I answer every single question. If you have any other questions related to this topic or any other or it could be about ads. It could be about local. It could be about video. It could be about anything. Feel free, ask in the section below, but I always look forward to seeing you in the next Off-Page SEO Link Building Strategies for 2022 video. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Kyle, DC, the gamer, thank you for those questions. It's been great. I look forward to seeing you all in the next link building video. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.